All right. Okay, so I wanted to have this training because I know a lot of us are doing host to post, a lot of us are newer, and you might have the struggles here and there with closing potential distributors, closing potential loyal customers. So I'm going to walk through like the process of how I have a higher closing rate with my potentials. Let me mute everyone's line. Okay, so let's start with loyal customers because our business is it's made up of mostly loyal customers, and then we'll get into the distributor aspect. So as a loyal customer, so let's walk through the host to post first. If you guys do not know what host to post is, this is just you messaging someone and saying, hey girl, do you mind making a post for me on your wall? And so I'm going to share my screen. So this is going to be very interactive so that you can see exactly how I work my business. So I'm going to share my my phone. Give me 1 second. Okay. Share screen. No, we want to do this one. Let me know when you can see my phone. It's saying that it's sharing it, but I don't see it. Okay, there it is. It's popping up now. Huh, what stopped? Can you guys see my phone? Okay, it's showing on my end. So what I typically do, let's get into like how I find the people to message and ask to host a post for me. So number one, I have my Facebook list printed out, and I go through that periodically and just choose random names, random Facebook friends, and ask them to post for me. Another way that I do it when I don't have my list on me, like I might be out and about and want to go ahead and ask people. So I'll go to active, and then I'll see most of the people right here at the top are It Works distributors. So I scroll very far down until I get to a certain place. And then I'll see if I see any females there. And I'll just ask them to post for me. And so what I send is, and so I'll show you how this works. I'm going to go to one of the girls that made a post for me. She had a good response. So I'm going to copy that and actually send it to that girl that I just was here. So I wave and then I'll just paste that. And so I'll do that with a few people. I think she's a distributor. I've asked her, so she did not respond. So just go through, find random people and ask. This is someone that I should be following up about products. So just go through and ask different people. And so that's a really quick way for you to go ahead and get people posting for you. So I'm just going to walk you through like the process of what they say typically. So Flossie posted for me. I've never talked to her before. I just like her Facebook page, but I've never talked to her about the business or the product. She actually has her own business. So it's just, hey girl, can I ask you ask a favor, pretty please? Do you mind making a post for me on your wall? In exchange, I'll enter you into a giveaway for a free bottle of my hair vitamins. And so I've been switching it up. This month I'm giving away hair vitamins. I'm probably going to give away this shake because I got the fit, one of the fit packs for free. So I'm going to give away the shake, maybe some keto coffee. But right now I'm just doing the hair vitamins because I have an extra bottle of that. You can change that if you just have a wrap available, any product that you have on hand. And it doesn't even really have to be It Works related. You could be giving away a gift card to Starbucks or something like that. And so she just basically said, yes, sure. So then I thank her. Tell her to tag me in the post, and then I share the post that I want her to share with these 4 pictures. And it's just that simple. And so what happens, let's go to Flossie's page after she tagged me. So let's go over to Facebook. And the quickest way for me to find all of the ones. So when they tag me in the post, the quickest way for me to see who posted for me, number one, I save it in my files, but then I also go here to pending posts. If they've tagged you in it, you can see everything that someone has tagged you in. And so that's a quick way for me to go monitor and see if anybody has responded to my post or anything like that. Well, hers is actually gone. I guess some of them are removed. So I'm just going to use, I think Brandy had a pretty good response on hers. So people will comment me. And what I've done in the past is I always send friend requests, but now that I'm getting to where I have like 5,000 friends almost, I am just messaging them. So when I message someone, so say it's somebody new, let me see. Let me just go and see who liked this. Maybe everyone who liked it did not comment. So let's say I'm messaging her. I would add her on Messenger. So you see this blue right here where it says add on Messenger. That's what I do. And when you do that, it does not go into their random folder. It goes straight to their inbox. So you would click add on Messenger, just like that. And then it's added. And you could wave or whatever. And so then I can message her and it's going straight to her inbox. And so I do that with everybody. But I let them know that, hey, I messaged you. So sent you a message, messaged you. Don't say the same thing over and over or Facebook will mark you as spam. So that's why I kind of flip it up. So I say, I sent you a message, messaged you, sent you a message, message you, and then I just keep like cycling and rotating that so that Facebook does not block me because it'll mark it as spam. If you say like, hey, I sent you a message, hey, I sent you a message, hey, I sent you a message, it's going to mark you as spam. Just that quick. And they'll never see that comment. So that's typically what happens when someone posts for you. So let's go to Nikki. She actually ordered from me last night. So let's see how this process goes with finding somebody. So Nikki, I sent her this message on Thursday. Basically, hey, Nikki, I'm so excited you're interested in being one of my hair models. As long as you're interested in using our hair vitamins for the 90 days, you'll be perfect. I'll provide you with my 40% off discount so you won't pay full price. And as a thank you for being part of my 2018 portfolio, you'll get points back to use on products. We also have an accountability group here on Facebook where I do monthly giveaways. Does that sound like something you want to do? So she says she shaved her head. So this will be interesting. And then I kind of ask her why she shaved it. And so I do two separate approaches that I'm going to show you in a second. This is a more direct one when I'm like in a rush and ready to find some loyal customers. Another one that I do is I'm asking what their hair goals are. But for hair vitamins, I do goals with everybody who wants to lose weight. But with the hair vitamins, sometimes I don't ask what their goals is because clearly they want to grow their hair. So I asked why she shaved it. She said she had alopecia. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You'd be the perfect candidate. So Thursday, I did not end, like that was my bad here. I always end a statement with a question, always. And so Thursday, this was at 7-Eleven. I was probably like at the hospital or something with my sister and wasn't paying attention. But typically I always end with a question. But luckily I cycled back through. Yesterday was like, hey, Nikki, did you have any additional questions about the vitamins or are you ready to get started? She says, I am. Okay, do you have a free moment tonight? She just dropped her kid off and I was like, okay, I'll wait until you're not driving. Will 9 work? Asked her what her number was and called her at 9 o'clock and she signed up as a customer. So it's just that simple. But imagine if I didn't cycle back through because that happens sometimes. So then I'm going to walk you through somebody that I actually asked what their hair goals are. She signed up last night too, but I think I did a different approach with her. Let me see. Yeah. So she signed up, she commented on someone's post. And I was like, hey, Patrice, thank you for commenting on my post about the hair vitamins. What are your current hair goals? Like I said, I do this when I have time, like when I want to hear what their goals are and can kind of, go back and forth about it or for a little bit. So she explained that she recently cut her hair due to heat damage and she didn't like the way it looked. So she's wanting healthier hair. And I was like, oh, I had the same problem, kind of elaborating on what she said. Okay, this would be great for you. Basically the same thing, but I was like, each hair model will take my hair and skin nail vitamins for 90 days. Every 30 days, they will document how long their hair has grown by taking a picture. The vitamins are 55, but the models will get it for 33. A month for the 3 months. Is this something you'd be interested in doing? Always ending with a question. She says, yes, awesome. When would be a good time to get you set up today? Always say today. That creates a sense of urgency and they feel like they have to sign up today. Every blue moon, you'll get somebody that says, oh, I'm not able to do it today. Can I do it tomorrow? And I'll show you that in a second. There's a girl that I'm signing up today. And then I basically said, okay, can I call you around 9:30? We kind of went back and forth for a minute, and then she called me actually. And I usually don't just give my number without asking for theirs, but I've been interacting with this girl a lot on Facebook, so I knew she would probably call me. So I gave her my number, and she did call me. She called me twice actually to place her order because I missed her first call, and she signed up as a customer last night too. So that's just always ending with your statement with a question and getting them on the phone to place the order. Don't just say, here's my website. Go and process it or whatever. Who else did I sign yesterday that asked me for my website? I'm trying to think. Oh, there's a lady that asked for my website. And so I was like, I will do it over the phone with you. Yeah, this girl. Okay, so I was like, when would be a good time to get you set up today? She's like, I'm headed home from work. I'll message you when I get settled. What all do you need from me? And so I told her that we could do it online, but I would need to set up her account. And so she ended up texting me all her information. And then I told her I would need her credit card payment. I don't like for people to text me their credit card stuff because I don't want them to ever think that I saved it and have been using it to spend on anything. So I always get them on the phone for that, unless it's a family member or somebody that I know and they, trust me enough to send it. And so I called her. She ended up placing her order. But even if they mention that they want to go to your site, try not to let them go to your site, because what happens is people scroll and they get confused when it's time to check out because there's 3 different options. It's just too much. So try your best to get them on the phone. I always think back to when I saw Alina posting the hair vitamins. I went to her website a couple times actually to order them, but it was so confusing to me because I couldn't figure out which price selection to choose. It was just really confusing, and that's why I just kept never ordering them. So I always think about that when I'm giving somebody my website, okay, so you were confused, so they're going to be confused too. So just think about that. I would go click around, then leave, and not think about it again. And if she would have followed up, if she didn't even know I was interested, I was just browsing from her Instagram page to her website. So just always consider that. And that's why a lot of times when you give people your website, you're sitting there looking okay, well, this order hasn't come in yet. It's probably not going to come in because they probably clicked on it for a minute. Imagine when you're shopping on ASOS or Missguided or Amazon even. I put so much stuff in my cart, Old Navy for Riley, and it just sits there because I won't check out until a week or 2 later. So same scenario. Okay, so that's Host to Post and how you're able to close people. I think that Host to Post is a great way to get customers super quick because people will sign up right there on the spot. Now, there are people who will say, well, today's not a good time for me. So let me show you that scenario. I'm trying to remember people's names off the top of my head. Okay. So I had asked her if she wanted to be a part of my portfolio. She says, yes, ma'am. I explained to her what the challenge consisted of. This was on Thursday. So yesterday I cycled back through all my messages, and I try to do this every day because sometimes people get lost in the sauce. So I make an effort to go back through all of my messages from the day before, and this is on Instagram too, and ask if they had any questions or anything. That's a way to get the conversation back started. So yesterday evening, I was like, did you have any additional questions for me, Shannon? And she's like, do I have to purchase every month? I explained that yes, for just 3 months. And you also have the flexibility to choose between different products as well. So she asked if it would be $33 for the 3 months. And I said $33 monthly. Okay, great. I will sign up with you on tomorrow. And then she says, okay, great. So I just set a reminder. And this is for me to know that, hey, I need to contact Shannon at 3. And usually I get their phone number. This was not a good example of me not getting their phone number. Usually before I set up a enrollment appointment, I have their number so I can call them at that time. So I would suggest doing that as well. But I always, if it's Facebook, I set a plan, and that lets people know that you're running your business seriously. So I'll say enrollment so that they know, this is Shannon HSN enrollment. So they know that they have an enrollment appointment with me at such and such time. Let me plug my computer up really quick, y'all. All right. So, yeah, so that's this scenario of someone that's going to place an order later. Not only did I put this in Facebook, it's also in my phone and my calendar. I have a 30-minute reminder for every appointment that comes through my phone and says, hey, Shannon HSN enrollment. 2:30 it's going to go off. This is going to go off at 2:30 and at 2 o'clock. Then I have it in my planner as well. So there's no way for me to miss enrollment appointments. That's the key in this too, is a lot of times people will tell you they want to order tomorrow or next week on Friday when they get paid, and we don't put it down anywhere. So like, for instance, I don't have any appointments today, I think, except for hers. And so on Sunday, there are people that I talked to a week or two ago that are enrolling tomorrow, because that's the date they gave me that they wanted to enroll. So make sure that you are putting this stuff on your calendar. And so that's how, a lot of times, I would say like 75% of the people that you talk to are not going to sign up on the spot, but it's up to you to follow up with them. I do suggest, if you if you don't have, the 5,000 friends on Facebook yet, I actually was adding every single person. So I'll show you Patrice, the girl who actually ordered from me yesterday. She did a host post for me a while back. My friend Makesa. So I'm going to show you how I would do this before. So she made a cleanse post for me. I got a lot of customers off her post. So what happened was, every time someone commented out, I'm interested, I said I would send them a friend request. And so I would send friend requests first. And then once they accept it, you can see in your Messenger app that you have a new friend. Like, it'll say you're now connected with so-and-so. Like this right here. It says you are now connected on Messenger with Kishana or whoever. I'm not sure if she's off a host post. I don't think so. But I would just go through and add them as a friend. So what happens is, a lot of times people are not going to order. So 75% of these people order. I can actually show you who became customers. Kimbria became a customer. Courtney became a customer. Ashley became a customer. Zedra became a customer. I think Megan. Denise is actually ordering hair, skin, nail vitamins for me tomorrow. But this was 11 weeks ago. So imagine if I did not add her as a friend at that time. I'm going to show you how she actually was interested in the hair vitamins. So maybe she wasn't as interested in this cleanse for her to order on the spot, but I posted that I needed hair models and she's interested in the vitamins. But imagine if I didn't add her as a friend. She would have never seen my post about the hair vitamins. So, and the same thing with Zedra. She actually ordered the wraps for me and not the cleanse, but it took me posting about the wraps for her to be interested. So I'm going to go to my page and show y'all what I posted for them to all comment about hair, skin, nail vitamins. So all of these comments are mostly people that I added through host to post. So all these me's. And the algorithm works like that. So the newer the people are, that's who's going to see your post first. So Zedra, let's see. All of these people have appointments to place orders for the hair, skin, nail vitamins, but they all came from host to post. So what I'm trying to say is, add those people as a friend. It might be 2 months from now, but they're going to order. That's that seed that's planted. So 2 months from now, they might order the hair, skin, nail vitamins from you. It might not be them ordering that cleanse that you have somebody do the host to post for you. They might see that you posted about the wraps or whatever other product. So I'll show you. Let me see if I can find the post where Zedra was like, oh, let me try those wraps, because she did not order the cleanse from me off this, like right on the spot. Maybe it's not too far down. I just want to give y'all some good examples. I think that was this post. No, it wasn't that one. And that's why it's important for you to post about the product as well. Like, if not every day, at least once. Okay, it was this post. She actually didn't comment on it. But so one of my customers from Instagram got the wraps. And so I shared her, I guess, testimony using the wraps. She told me she had finally tried the wraps and she was hooked. So I posted this, and Zedra, the girl who had just commented on that cleanse post 2 months ago, almost 3 months ago, she was like, oh, can I order those wraps? And it was just that simple. And now she's in love with the wraps. She ordered hair, skin, nail vitamins from me yesterday off her account. So imagine this is how you're building your network. And these people, I don't know. It's just friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. I don't know them personally. But they feel kind of like they can trust you because their friend posted about you. I can't tell you how many times I get on the phone with people and they're like, oh, well, Zedra posted it, so I trust her. So I'm ready. And they're just more comfortable to just give you their information and go ahead and sign up. And then also ask your customers to make the host a post for you. So when they sign up, say, hey, as a thank you, can you do a host a post for me, and maybe offer to send them some greens in the mail, like some little on the go packs of the greens and stuff like that. So that's just that scenario. Another thing that I do suggest doing, so say for instance, I made a post, let's go back to my page, and I don't get a ton of likes on Facebook anymore, y'all. So I don't know. It's all like distributors. So all these people are distributors. So these aren't even good examples. I think Kayla is probably the only person that's not a distributor here. Kayla Brash, and she's enrolling with me on Friday. But typically what I would do if it's not an It Works distributor is I would go to their page and message them. So I would just send them a message. Like I said, she's enrolling with me on she's enrolling with me on the 15th because we talked, and she's going to wait until she's paid. But typically I would just go through and message the likes, but that's not a good scenario. Instagram is probably where that's most popping for me because I get a lot of likes on my Instagram posts. So for instance, I posted about the coffee this morning. I would go through and say like, hey, beautiful, thank you so much for showing some love on my post. Are you interested in trying my skinny coffee? Because that's what I like referred to it as in that post. Or if it's the cleanse, hey girl, are you interested in learning more about my 2-day cleanse? And so you would just go through and message these people first. Make sure they're not an It Works distributor. She's actually going to sign up as a distributor. And this is from messaging. But I would just go to message. First, I go to their page, make sure they're not a distributor, and then go to their messages and message. So yeah, that's just the scenario. Like, message your likes, do the host a post, don't give too much information. The scripts that I just mentioned, I literally just copy and paste them from my notes. I do have text replacement, but I've just been getting so confused with text replacements that I just don't do it. So this is what I have saved in my notes for the hair, skin, nail. So this is my script number 1, which was basically, I think I got this one from Jazz. So you just like say, you know, what are your hair goals? You explain what the vitamins, the loyal customer, how that works, the loyal customer program, and then ask them what's a good time to get set up. And then this is another one. The other one that you saw me use was, hey, I'm so excited that you're interested in being my hair models, blah, blah, blah. When they say yes, ask them, explain that they'd be getting an order today, one in March, one in April. This should probably needs to be, I try to update this monthly. So this should say one in April and one in May because it's March now. Or you could say this. And then if they ask what hair, skin, nail vitamins is, I have like a little blurb here on what it is. And then this is what I say when they say yes. But yeah, have this saved in your phone. I also have one for the cleanse, host to post. That's not it. These are just host to post ideas for you to post with your, I have scripts and everything in here. Cleanse. So this was when it was BOGO. But this just kind of is a overview. When someone asks what the cleanse does, I can give them this. So yeah, this is an older one. I have a blurb for the quad, and these are saved in the Sample Post Hub too if you haven't gone on there, but all of this is saved there too. So let's get into distributors, I guess. Let's stop right there at loyal customers. I'll let you guys ask questions, and then we'll get into the distributor aspect of following up and closing. Does anyone have any questions about like host to post or anything like that first? You can unmute yourself too, because I think you guys are all muted. No questions?
I don't have any questions. I've just been, I followed up on my host to post yesterday. Most of them just said they can't do it now, but I have 3 appointments next week to close them. But most of the people that I have are from the Virgin Islands, so I don't know if I need, because they're long distance, right? So I was like, I don't
Yeah,
know
it might be long
if
distance.
I should call them.
Maybe call them through Facebook, the Facebook app, like the messenger. I've called people that way, but it wasn't because they were long distance, like their phone was cut off or something. But I would try
Okay.
just calling them through that, because I think all you need is Wi-Fi.
Okay. Yeah. I had a good one of my DPs, Azzy. She posted for me, and I had like almost 40 leads off of that.
Wow.
And yeah, I know. So I'm still gonna be like following up with them because they seem really interested. A lot of them just said they weren't able to do it right now. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just keep
But
following
yeah, it
up.
seems to work.
Yeah, host to post works wonders, I think. It's a great way to get customers really quick. Anybody else want to share anything or have questions?
Oh, hey, Makesa, it's Amini.
Hey.
So for the host to post, when you're closing them and they're like, hey, okay, I'm interested. So what I have been doing was, now that I see what I'm doing wrong, I have been like, okay, well, here, send me your number. If it's like over Instagram or Messenger, I say, hey, well, send me your number, and then I'll text you the website. So now that I know that that's totally wrong because they're going to the website and getting confused. Mm-hmm. So when you're like messaging them on Instagram or Facebook, so are you asking them for their phone number and then saying, well, I can place the order for you, just send me, like your enrollment information? Like, are you just asking for the address and stuff through the messenger?
Unless they volunteer and give me that information, I don't typically ask for it. I just say, what's a good time to get you set up? And when they say 3:00 or whatever time, then I say, okay, what's your number? Mine is such and such and such and such. And then I call them, or I'll text them around that time and say, hey, I'm about to call you. This is Makesa from Facebook or Makesa from Instagram, and I'll put my Instagram handle. And then I'll call them. And then after, if they don't answer, I'll say, hey, that was me calling. And typically people usually call right back, or I'll just try calling them back in a little bit. But I don't really ask for any information via text.
Okay.
I get it all while I'm on the phone with them.
On the phone. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alrighty, I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah, and I try to veer away from giving my website at all, like as much as possible. I did that when I first started, and then I watched a YouTube video or something, and I was like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. Because then it just registered that I did the same thing when I was interested in the hair vitamin. So and our website is confusing to the average person because, you add it to the cart, and then when you go check out, it's like all this different wording, and you're like, okay, so which option am I choosing? And then some people will see that it's still $55, and then they're like, oh, I'm not paying $55 for hair vitamins. So just get them on the phone to make sure.
That actually happened yesterday. I had one that was literally while I was at work. She's like, this is showing up as 55. And I'm like literally sitting in a meeting. And I'm like, oh, I just want to text her back so much. I just want to pick up the phone and call her. And I couldn't because I was like,
and you'll lose people too. Like I've lost people because of that. And then like as a distributor too, like one girl, like 2 weeks ago, she was really excited about joining. And it was when eSuite was like acting crazy where, you couldn't enroll anyone. So I ended up having to call customer service on three-way. And then, customer service they don't speak a lot of English. So it just sounded super spammy. Like I was just thinking in my head, this sounds like crazy. This girl's giving away her social. And she was signing up as a distributor, and she just texted me, or she got off mute, and she's like, okay, so I don't think I'm going to do this. I don't feel comfortable. And she hung up. And so she has since blocked me on Instagram, and she won't respond to my text or anything. So it's just like little stuff can kind of like deter someone from like signing up as a customer or a distributor, because it's like they're trusting you. And then when they see that kind of stuff, it's just like, oh, this is not legit, or she lied to me about the pricing. So just try to stay on that straight and narrow path.
Okay. All righty. Thanks.
You're welcome.
I have something to say. This is Erica. Kind of about what you was just talking about. That video that I watched last night of the girl with the 73 LCs and 14 VTs.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that she mentioned last night that well, the video's old, but when I watched it, she basically was saying that she had some type of form that she would send out to people, and I went and found the form, but I'm like, that's a little intense. Do you know what I'm talking about? Did you watch the video?
The order form, like
right.
Uh-huh. I've used that before now, like when times are really busy for me, like if it's the end of the month and I have a lot, if I'm really pushing for a promotion or something, I actually have a notebook of order forms. So I'll like get people's information and then input it later. But I don't typically like to do that because number one, I'm just going to throw this out here. We are like this color. We're real skeptical about giving our information. They have more trust in their community, I feel, and they can, like, a lot of them even get information text to them, and they're running their business off Instagram with people they don't know, but these people are texting them their information. So you have to build trust in our community. That's just how it works. So it just doesn't work as well with you doing the order form and saying, well, I'm going to put your order in later, because people want to get that confirmation email. They wanted you to text their login name and password and stuff. I'm just trying to build trust. So I always say, like, I'm putting it in. I'm going to put you a generic password, and I'm going to text you this information as soon as we get off the phone, because you just have to like keep reiterating that, hey, you can trust me. You can trust me. You can trust me. And I just feel like it's totally different in different communities. So the order form does work. I've used it before, but I just don't, it makes me uneasy because number one, I have someone's credit card information and stuff written down on this form. They don't know if I'm going to shred it or what. So I just try not to use it as much as possible, unless it's somebody that's like, oh, I'm going to sign up next Friday. I'm going to be busy, but I'll have the money. And so I'll just kind of write down their information and then input their information on Friday and then text them and say, hey, I placed the order for you. I actually did that yesterday with somebody, but it was like a friend of a family member. And so they trusted me to like send me their information and wait for me to process it.
Gotcha.
So it depends on the scenario.
Okay.
All right. Anyone else have questions before we move on? Okay. Well, I'm going to go back to sharing my phone and let's look at some distributor scenarios. So Instagram is where I go for most of my distributors, just because, I don't know, Facebook is just not my friend lately. So I, of course, always try to make a post about the opportunity every single day. I will say that, let me see, don't post so much. Instagram is like one of those places where you post like 2 to 3 times a day. One of those posts should be a opportunity post. And so for the newer people, opportunity post is something that's opening it up the door for them to contact you as a distributor. So let me see. Some always hinting of what I do. Notice that I don't have any posts. It's like, oh, here's the Emerald bonus. Like, I'm not showing flyers and stuff like that. Or, hey, this is our new keto pack and it's a flyer of the keto pack. If I post something about the keto pack, it's probably going to be like a picture like this. It's not going to be like super spammy looking. So like, if you click on this, you can see that I said message me or comment below for more info. Those are the type of posts, like you're welcoming someone to contact you. I think this is one. So go to successwithmakesa.com to learn how you can partner with me. And so that's just my lead page. And you don't necessarily have to have a lead page, or you could do what I did for the longest time before I got a lead page is I would have a domain going to my It Works contact page. So you could do that. That's totally free, except for the domain. And you can get a domain for like 99 cents. So yeah, always opening it up for someone to contact you. And just try not to be super, super spammy looking. Like, there's nothing really on my page that just shows that, hey, some people don't even know what I do. Like, I talked to one girl the other day, and she's like, oh, I just realized that you're an It Works distributor. She's like, I just love the way you market. And she's signing up as a distributor tomorrow. So this is just, like, some scenarios of how I kind of present the stuff. And so if you need picture inspiration, you can go to my page. I go to top leaders pages to get half of the pictures that I post. Like this came from Tiffany I believe, which she probably got it from somebody else. So just follow the right cat, like find pictures from other people that you can kind of post. So let's go into like how I message people. So I'm really big on Insta stories lately. So I try to scroll past like most of the It Works distributors that I follow. So I'll watch like there's certain people's videos that I watch a lot. Like this girl, I'm like trying my best to close her. So we've talked about the business. Like I watched one of her stories. It's like still waiting on you to join the team, whatever. And then there was this girl yesterday. Where is she? Hey, Pumpkin Chunkin. Her life sparkles. So her Insta stories, she was in traffic, in rush hour traffic, and she was complaining, you know, she's like, I'm so glad I have only a few more weeks of this, blah, blah, blah. Yes, ma'am. Okay. I'll come. I know. Hold on one second, you guys. Okay, so this scenario, she was posting about her not wanting to work and stuff, and I follow her Insta stories a lot, and she's always like, oh, I'm finally home with my babies, blah, blah, blah. This is the best part of my day. She's always saying this. So it's like, you know what, Mikasa, you need to shoot your shot. So yesterday I got the nerves to like message her. Her page is super cute. So I'm going to show y'all. So she kind of has it, like what it takes to be a Works distributor. So it's like, shoot your shot. Let's see how this goes. So I was like, hey, I just love your personality, by the way. Cause she was jamming to like Biggie Smalls yesterday in the car. So I was like, I have a quick question. I'm currently expanding my business to different states and areas. Do you know anyone who would be interested in earning extra income from home? And she's like, hey, thanks a bunch. I am. So I knew who she was, but I didn't like, cause I knew she was quitting her job. But I didn't want to like just be direct, like, hey, you should join my team since you're quitting your job, or you're going to be a stay-at-home mom now. So, I took that approach. She's like, hey, thanks a bunch. I am. My family will be relocating to Cali in May, and I'll be staying home with my toddler once we move. And I was like, oh, really? Where are you located? And so I was like, nice. I have a few partners. A few of my partners live out there. If I sent you a video, and this is using the Eric Ware approach, if I sent you a video explaining more about the opportunity, do you have time to watch it? Yes, I can watch it tonight after I get the little humans in bed. Okay, great. Here it is. Let me know what you think. So right now I'm going to follow up just so you guys can see how I do this. I flow back through the videos that I sent out. And another thing is I stay organized with who I send my videos out to. So I have this little notebook from the dollar store, and in it, I just write who I sent the video out to. I might write the date. And so I do write the date that I sent it out, because what I like to do is follow up with them the next day. So I can say, hey, how did you enjoy the video? Or what was your favorite part about the video? So for her, I'm just going to say, let me see if her name is not on her page. So I'll say, hey, girly, what did you think? Or what was your favorite part of the video? So I always say that just as a conversation starter. And yeah, that's typically it. So I'll show you just one example of that, like working. I don't know if Anisha's on here, but I signed her last month. So she actually commented on one of my polls. So polls are life too. So making polls like this on your Insta stories is a great way for people to kind of connect, and you'll have somebody to message. So like, hey, thanks so much for participating in my poll. Would you like more info on the opportunity? She says, yes, please. And then I said, okay, if I send you a quick video, do you have time to watch it? Sent the same video. Let me know what you think. And then so she said, will do, thank you. So if it's up to me again for us to follow up, it's not their job to come back to you and say, hey, Mikasa, I really enjoyed that video. Can you go ahead and sign me up? That typically never happens. So you have to go back through and say, hey, what was your favorite part of the video? So she then explains that your story, I'm a single mom too, blah, blah, blah. And then I say, okay, I've been there too. What are your hesitations? Because she was scared to join. She was like, her biggest hesitation was, putting out and not getting anything in return, juggling her kids, blah, blah, blah. And so I set up a time to get her on the phone. I always do that after I send the video if they're still interested. And so I got her on the phone, and then she scheduled an enrollment appointment with me for the following week. So that's just the process of talking to people. How I typically message people is I will go to I'm a little behind on this because I get so much. So like, for instance, this picture I posted of Riley yesterday, I kind of explained a little bit about It Works in there. So what I will do is go through these people that liked it. It's like 500 something people, and go through and just message them. I go to their page first, make sure they're not a distributor, and then I send that message like, hey, beautiful, are you interested? Or I'm expanding my business in different areas and states. Do you know anyone that would be interested in earning extra income from home? And that's typically it. But then just going through and following up. So one of the other tools that I use is also getting customers through Instagram. So you can archive all of your Insta stories are archived. So like I said, I'm a little behind on my messaging on Instagram because it's very time consuming. So I can swipe up here and see who was interested in becoming a hair model. So these people need to be messaged about becoming a hair model. So I would just say, hey, thank you so much for participating in my poll. Explain the same script I'm sending on Instagram to them. There was a cleanse post that I did that I need to go back through and message people. This one is one, and then there was another one the day before, or maybe not. Oh, this one. So I need to go message these people. That's 10 people right there. But yeah, just making sure that you're doing polls. So you always have people to message. There's never a time when you just don't have anyone that you can be messaging. So between polls and people liking my posts. And so how you get so many people liking your posts is you engaging with other people. So you, of course, adding people every single day. And if you don't have Captivate, you can simply go through and go to someone's page. Let's see. Let's go to the popular feed and see who's there. Black Love page. So let's go to Candra's page and copy some of her followers. So she posted this. So you can just go through and follow. Typically don't follow guys. And just keep going until Instagram blocks you. And so this is a quick way for you to kind of get your followers up if you don't have Captivate. I did this for the longest to build my following. And so when people start following you back, then you go to their page and say, so she just followed me back. So I would go to her page and like some of her posts. I might comment on some or whatever. Okay, that's enough. And so just do that every time you get a new follower. And before you know it, people are going to start coming to your page and liking your stuff. Of course, you like going through and liking people's posts throughout the day. Of course, don't just get lost scrolling on Instagram because that's time. The thief of time is social media. So use it for the purpose it's meant for. And that is it. That's typically like, how to get your likes up on different stuff. Of course, most It Works stuff does not get a ton of likes, like product stuff, unless I'm like asking for hair models. Like this picture of Shari's hair got quite a few, which I messaged all of these people. But yeah. So any questions about like distributors and following up, and always like keep in mind to stay balanced. So don't just spend a lot of time focusing on host to post and getting loyal customers. Like, make sure that you are balancing your time. So maybe like the first part of your day, you're asking people to post for you. Then midday, you're messaging your likes on Instagram for distributors. And then the end of your day, you're following up with the host to post leads. But make sure that you're doing all of that, because distributors are key too, because that's a money maker in this business. You know, you getting fast start bonuses. If you enroll 5 distributors a month, that's $500. You don't even have to be a Ruby. That's $500 from fast start bonuses. And so when you enroll them, a quick way to go ahead and get them fast start qualified is you doing the host to post, because you can give each one of them 2 customers to get them started, and you've gotten your $500 just that quick. So think about that. Like, that's a quick way for you to get income. So focus on distributors too. Don't just get so hyped up on customers. Any questions about the distributor aspect? Riley left my door open and it's like super loud because my parents are here. I have company in town, and so my house is loud. Any other questions, y'all? Was that like self-explanatory? Did y'all learn anything new? Was that helpful? What's y'all's feedback?
I'm actually doing most of those things. I think my issue is just everybody that, cause I do Instagram and I've posted like a before and after picture kind of and I've actually gotten a lot of feedback on it. Let me see. I posted a cleanse and I had like 20, 30 comments, but most of them have been out of the country or whatever, but some I've reached out to. It's like they don't have the money right now. Like one lady, I followed up with her for like 3 days. She was like, I followed up with her the day she asked me to. She's like 9 o'clock. So I followed up, and then she was like, oh, I'm in school, or I'm at a meeting. Then I followed up with her later that night, and I asked her. She was like, oh, is there a free trial? And I won't have the money until Friday. So I was like, oh, okay, you should have just told me that. But I said I'll follow up with you on Friday. But then I followed with her on Friday. She doesn't answer. And today I just reached out. And I was like, hey, I've been trying to, get in contact with you for a few days now. And I was like, if there's anyone, I asked her if there's anybody else that she knows that's interested, let me know. And she was just like, oh, hey, I'm still interested. I'm so sorry. But she's like, I just don't have the money this week. So I was like, okay, so I was trying to set a date, to see when she will have the money. Yeah. But like, that's how most of my respondents have been. Either they don't have the money now, or they just haven't been responding, period. Responding back to my follow-up. Like, how often
are you doing on Instagram per se? Because it's kind of harder. Facebook's easier with the messaging aspect, because first off, on Instagram, a lot of people don't even know where their direct messages are. So what I find is, as soon as I message someone on Instagram, I usually ask for their number. If it's not a distributor lead, if it's a customer lead, like I have a hair page, like just for hair, skin, nails. So I'm always getting numbers like, hey, thanks so much for being a hair model. Do you have, what's your number? And I can text you some more information or something.
I actually have that. I've actually been doing both. So I've been getting numbers too. And that's the thing. I text her. I actually text her because I was going to call her. And then some of the people that I do call, they don't pick up the phone. I'm like, hey, I just called. They're like, oh, okay. And so like either we'll talk and we'll set up time, because then they're not able to drive it, so they're not able to do it. I've had some that has been comfortable just giving me their information. Like one girl just sent me all of her information. So, and I let her know that I deleted it afterwards. But it's just, I don't know what it is. It's like they don't have the money, or they're just not responding to my text. And I try to let them know that I'm going to call them so that they can pick up the phone. But maybe I just need a call to catch them off guard, maybe. I like to try to text them so that they'll know that it's me calling. But
or just try calling and not saying anything. Loyal customers for me are kind of slow on Instagram unless I post something that's like the cleanse, for instance. That one was a kicker, or the wraps. Like I can post, like, is anyone interested in, tightening and toning in 45 minutes, something quick like that, comment me below. Those usually will close faster, because if someone says me, they're like super ready. But for the most part, I really have not been signing a ton of loyal customers from Instagram.
IG. Okay.
And I get those off my hair page because I post nothing but before and after pictures of hair on there. So they're just like super excited to join the hair challenge. But I'm not consistent with it. But I like specifically Facebook for loyal customers and distributors from Instagram. That's just me.
I normally don't have any issues with like loyal customers.
Yeah.
Like Ozen, I've never had any issues with that. So that's why I'm
And
like, I don't know what it is.
The host to post, like back to the trust issue. The host to post on Facebook helps people to trust you like right out the gate because their friend posted it and their friend posting it. You know, their friend didn't trust you too.
Okay, and I'm supposed to be. I had an appointment today to sign a girl for hair vitamins for a host of posts that I did last week. So I'm hoping that she does sign as well. But other than that, I've been doing everything. As far as distributors on IG, I've actually been like going back to like my old posts and sending out messages. I think it's just a matter of finding my numbers. I need to post more opportunities and be more consistent with my Insta stories.
How many, let me go to your page, like how many likes are you getting on your posts on Instagram? Let me see, Melanie Larry.
I have a poll right now. I haven't posted a poll today, so I need to do that. But my posts, I don't even get like a lot of feedback on that either. Like I may get, depending on like if it's like an opportunity post, I'll get people. Like I've gotten like 5 or 6 people say like, okay, I'm ready or interested. But sometimes it's like, okay, I accidentally did it, or they don't respond back to when I reach out to them, they don't see their message. So I try to go to their page and like their picture so that they can kind of like go back to my page or maybe check their message, but they don't never see the message. Like you say, sometimes they don't know how to get to their direct messages, I guess.
Or like they just don't like check it regularly. So I always cycle back through to and say, hey, I hope I didn't say anything to offend you. Like yesterday, I think I got a customer from doing that on Facebook because she read it and she didn't say anything. Or I'll say like, hey, did you have any additional questions for me? In the Dynasty Dialogue, I know they changed their website name, but they have a lot of follow-up scripts there that I use. Like, did you have any questions is one. Hope I didn't say anything to offend you is another. Just like different methods of following up until they like say what it is that
say something. Okay.
Stopping them. Like if I say the whole, I hope I didn't do anything to offend you. Some people like, no, I just really don't have the money to start. Like one girl yesterday was like, oh no, I don't have a job right now. So I don't have the extra income to pay for anything. So just try to get to the source of why they're not responding.
Okay.
But just you have to find your ratio. I know for me, like I have to message at least 75 to 100 people a day. Okay, bye, Omini. 75 to 100 people a day for distributors. And I don't do that every single day. But if I want to see a good response, I think the week that I signed like 5 girls, I was doing that like every day. This past week, I probably only did it twice. And so I had like, I think 3 distributor appointments this past week for people to talk over the phone.
And see, that's my issue. Like, I guess I need more opportunity posts because I've actually messaged last week I've been sending out so many messages, and that's what it is. I need to send out at least like 50 to 70 messages, but like I need more opportunity posts, I guess, so that I can message more people.
Yeah,
that's my issue. I'm running out of people to message.
Opportunity posts, like even your quotes, like you can message those people, and you have like 10,000 followers. I think
I know
you should have way more likes on your posts. Are you engaging with people a lot?
I am. I actually haven't been doing it as much, but I don't know. I mean, it's some pictures I have like 100. This Disney one, I have like 126 likes. I have 500 views on my daughter's flip that she did. So it's some posts I get likes, and then some posts I just really don't get likes. So, but my engagement has slowed down. Like this opportunity post, I have 181 likes, and I've messaged every single one of those people. But I need to, and then I need to go through my clean up my followers also, because I think I have like a lot of dead followers, or like not inactive but ghost followers too. So I'm trying to go and like clean those out, but
In follow, are you still like using Captivate to follow people?
Yep. I have like, I make sure I remember listening to you. I make sure like I have like at least 5,000 in the queue. I need to go and update that, but I've been consistent with that.
Private while you're following?
I was doing that. I don't get a lot of I did that this last time because I remember you was saying that, and I don't know. I don't get a lot of people to. Maybe it just takes a while, like because I was actually going in.
It builds up, so like I feel like I get more people to follow me when my page is private because they're curious. Well, more quality people, I'll say that. If my page
More quality
people that are following me are just like most of them I'm unfollowing as they follow me, but I feel like the quality pages will follow me when my page is private because they're trying to see who it is.
Who it is. Okay.
Yeah. So do that. Like set your page private. And I would say like I let mine build up to like 50 people first before I go through and record.
Okay. That's what it is.
And then while I'm accepting them, I'm engaging on their pages. And then I'm engaging by commenting, by liking their post. And then if it's somebody's page who I typically would not want to follow because it's kind of like trash. I won't say trash, but it's just quotes and not a lot of pictures of them. Or substance or value, I unfollow them. But I engage with them first, and then I unfollow them because they're gonna go to my page.
And that's what I did. I did last week, but I didn't keep it up. I just did like because I was like, I'm not getting like a whole bunch of feedback. But once I took it off of the private, I started getting so many people following me back. But it's easy, like you say, it's easier to keep track.
And the people that follow you in your page, it's very rare. Like my page is public right now because I've just been cleaning out and unfollowing people because my customer is running. So for instance, like these people who follow me, like she's probably a good page. Well, she's doing total life changes. So I would typically unfollow her because that's another thing. But if you saw like these pages, like this is who followed me today.
Hey, Makessa, can you repeat what you said? I didn't hear you about how you said something about your page being private.
Yeah, hold on. Let me close my door 1 second.
It wasn't you though. We can't hear anything over there.
Okay. I just wasn't sure. I hear music.
No, I have my fan on in the kitchen. I'm doing too much.
Okay. So what I do, like right now my page is public, and that's only because I'm using Cleaner, and I think it just finished running. So all of my people have been unfollowed. So hold on, I'll explain it because it can be.
Because I made all my stuff unprivate when I joined. Maybe that wasn't a good idea.
It is, and I typically when I first started, I was always like, don't make your page private because people, it's a business and people can't see your page if it's private, you know. But I fluctuate throughout the week, and this is just until I get to where at first it was until I got to 10,000 followers, but right now I'm just trying to find more quality people. So what I do is I unfollow people. You can see who is. Why are all these people showing? Usually it just shows like who. I don't know why it's showing everybody, but usually it'll show who's not following me. Anyway, oh, there it is. So these people are not following me. So I thought I cleaned out everybody, but apparently I missed some folks. So every week I go through and I unfollow everybody who's not following me. And then I'm also unfollowing like trash pages. So select all, actions, unfollow. And so just that quick.
That? Because you know, are you sharing your screen?
No, I'm not. Thank you very much.
Okay. I'm like, what? What am I looking at? Okay.
I just unfollowed people and y'all cannot see it. Hold on. Okay. So now you guys can see it, which I just unfollowed. So what I use is Cleaner. And you can use this even if you don't want to do the cloud feature, like I'm all for saving the coins. So the cloud feature is like $4.99. I love it because it runs for me in the background. But I think my ratio is good now. So typically here, I would see as people that are following, I'm following, but they're not following me back. So I delete those people every week because I don't want my ratio, like that following ratio should always be a lot lower than my followers. So I just try to keep it below 6,000 right now because I need to get it down to 4,000, but that requires me going in and deleting people. Just because I don't want I want to follow the people who I want to follow. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of just any and everybody. But that would just take me going through and unfollowing people. Like this person probably doesn't live in the United States. So it's time consuming for me to scroll through and unfollow people. So that's why I use Cleaner. So then Captivate is what I use to follow people. And what I do, so tomorrow, so my page is open right now because I went through that phase of unfollowing. I'll probably manually unfollow people tonight. So then tomorrow what I do, I probably already have some people in my cloud. Yeah, because it didn't finish running this week. So I have 781 people already there. So what I would do is I go to different pages. You could go to the Black Love page. You just put their name here. It's just pages with a lot of followers. And so, Mom has been using her body wrap. Isn't that funny? Sorry, I'm being nosy now. She has her own body wraps. That's interesting. Okay, so I wouldn't actually follow the people that like this post, but I would go to the person's page. Her page is private. Let's see if there's a public page. Or this is one right here that we just looked at. So I would go to her page. So she had a lot of likes on this post. So instead of me doing it manually like I did a second ago, what I would do is let Captivate do the work for me. So it's loading. Again, save the coins if you want to, but I think this is a good investment. It's $4.99 to use the upgraded version of this. And I'm not sure if it's on Droid, Saderica. I think Cleaner is, but I'm not sure if Captivate is there yet.
I don't think so. I just was looking it up. I'm like, yeah, they don't love us droids.
Yeah. So what I would do is it usually loads about 1,000 people. So I select all and then follow. And so I don't want to follow them right now. So my cloud queue is not running. So I'll add them all to my cloud queue. Okay. And then I don't know how many likes her other posts have. So she has 148 likes here. So I'm going to go ahead and follow those people too. Add to cloud queue. I'll just do that for a couple of the posts. She doesn't have a lot of likes on her post, so it's not, goes kind of slow. If it was somebody with like 1,000+ likes, then it works a lot faster. So select all, actions, follow. Okay, so now my cloud queue, I like to start my queue when I have like 3,000 to 5,000 people. So right now it's probably at like 2,000, maybe 1,000. Okay, so yeah, it's almost at 2,000. So I just let it kind of get there first, and then I'll start running it. And actually, it's active, so I'm going to deactivate it. That's probably how these people are following me. Because I don't like following people while my page is public, because I get more followers when it's private. So let me activate it real quick and show y'all like what happens typically. So let me make my page private real quick. So I'll set my page private when I'm in following mode. And let me follow a bunch of people really quick so y'all can see. Kish My Curls. Let's go to her page. Don't follow It Works Distributors page. Like I wouldn't go to Alina's page and follow her followers and stuff like that. So I would go here. I'm just trying to follow 200 people real quick to see if I'll get some follows.
I wonder how that would work on my iPad. I have an iPad. That's what I'm on right now.
Yeah, you can get it on your iPad. I think that's what Tiffany does.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and start following. So I'll select all actions and I'll follow. Start now. So we'll follow 200 people right off the bat. Actually, it's rejecting it. It don't like me, probably because I followed too many people recently. So my cloud queue is activated, and let's see if I have any new follow requests. No, I don't. Typically what will happen is you'll get follow requests at the top, but it's only because I just was not able to follow a ton of people at once. So when you get the follow request, you would just click on their page, go follow people or interact, and then go to the next person as you accept them. If it's somebody you don't want, you won't follow them, because that's what's going to help your ratio stay down. But yeah, that's it. Let's see if there's something in the chat. So the local queue, you have to manually come here. Like if I added them to my local queue, I would have to come every so often and then come and press follow, and it'll let me do 200 at a time. Whereas the cloud, and you can run it in night mode. So at night you could like sit your phone on the charger and it will like start running and follow people, but it only will do it while your phone is inactive, meaning you're not using it. You're not going to Facebook and Instagram and stuff. But the cloud queue, it will run in the background. Like I can do anything on my phone and it's like following people, and you can see it's rejecting my stuff because I've probably followed too many people recently or something. But every few minutes it's following somebody. So that's why I like it, because you're constantly following people while you're using your phone. Let me give that a rest for a second. I'm going to deactivate that and put my page back on public. So yeah, that's that. But I feel like once you get to like 2,500 followers, I think that was like the turning point for me to start seeing that I can enroll people that I didn't know. I was enrolling like cold people from Instagram just by messaging likes. And so I've always been really big on engagement, because I think that's what keeps you getting people that you can message. So I try to engage with people so I can get lots of likes on my post, because I feel like I'm not a cold messenger, but once they like my post, it's on and popping, because you're in your fair playing game. I can message you now. Like this post, I said nothing about it. It works, but best believe all 300 of these people are going to get a message if I haven't already messaged them. And try to have, that's another thing, have a mixture of you not always talking about it works. Like this is probably the only post. I didn't talk about it works here, there. This is just a quote. I probably talked about the cleanse. So of these 9 posts that are here, only 1, 2, 3 technically are It Works related, because I just mentioned that my mommy has an It Works team on this caption. I didn't say like contact me or anything like that. And then this one's like Skinny Coffee. I really didn't say it works. So try to have a mixture to where you're not always like, oh, this is my story, or who wants to join my 90-day challenge. Just be you being more genuine on your posts, like a mixture of all of it. Any questions? All right, it's 11:15. I don't want to I plan to keep this an hour. All right, if there are no questions, I'm going to go ahead and end it. Anything else before we hang up?
I just wanted to share really quickly. I was watching this girl on Instagram, and she helps people brand themselves. And she was just saying, I don't know how many people like use a whole bunch of hashtags when they post, but sometimes that messes up the algorithm, and not many people see your post. So like if you're selecting a hashtag that has like a whole bunch of, I guess, posts already, sometimes your post gets lost within that hashtag. So maybe you want to select something that has like less numbers, still like in the thousands, but not like millions of posts already.
Mm-hmm. That's a good tip. It's like Insta Good is something that has like millions of tags.
Yeah. So something that still, of course, has numbers associated with it, but not something that's like extremely high in numbers.
That's a good tip too. And hashtags are good, like when your page is public. So like since my page was public yesterday, that picture I posted of Riley, I put a lot of hashtags on it, but most of it's like mommy this, mommy that, melanin, Black Girl Magic, and stuff like that. But Black Girl Magic actually has a lot of likes or whatever, or post. Anything else, guys? All right, well, focus on some distributors, y'all. Like, that's really, really huge. And I want to see everyone get that Emerald bonus, but you got to get distributors in the door first. So focus on that. Spend today focusing on distributors, and maybe tomorrow do host to post. Just get organized to where you're balancing all of it and not just focus on customers. Go reach out to your loyal customers about them being a distributor. The people that you're having do host to post, if they have lots of people commenting on it, ask them. Omini actually signed someone last night by doing that. She had someone do a host to post. They had a lot of comments, and she was like, hey girl, why don't you be a distributor? The girl signed up. So you never know, but give them that option that, hey, this is available to you. A lot of people don't know that they can become a brand ambassador too. So ask them, say, hey, these customers could be yours. Do you want to sign up before I place these orders so that they can go under you? So just keep that in mind, but be creative in how you ask people. Do those little flip methods too. Or if there's someone on Facebook that you've been eyeing and you want them to be a distributor, ask them to do a host to post just so you can kind of open their eyes to how they could be successful in it, and then approach them with the business opportunity. Well, all right, y'all have an awesome Saturday and an awesome weekend. And I hope, write in the group chat and let me know how you guys enjoyed it or if you got anything from the training. I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.